Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Tight Talk on Turnbuckles. It's me, till the end, back again with all the wrestling news and needs that you need with my co-host, Roach Boy Red.
What's up, y'all?
So today we are getting into WWE in flux. I believe so. What is the state of WWE right now? What's going on with their main event scene, mid-card scene, and tag team scene? We're going to get into all of it today. We're also going to get over to AEW and discuss a monumental win on the side of MJF against one CM Punk in Chicago. We had a great edition of AEW Dynamite last week, and tonight we're going to get one. So hopefully, if this episode gets out today, you will get all and everything that you need to step into AEW Dynamite tonight. And last but not least, we will be covering WrestleMania. It's the future. It's coming. A couple months left, maybe two, and some change. What's going to happen? Who's going to be in the main event? Where do we go the night after? Because the Raw after Mania is pretty big. We're going to get into all of that and more. Red, you ready?
I am definitely ready. Wrestling has been good lately.
Absolutely. Well, to start it off, my thoughts on the state of WWE right now. I believe that we are at a turning point in history right now for WWE, financially, critically, and commercially. Personally, I think that they are at an all-time low with morale on their roster. A lot of budget cuts and things that have happened within the last 2 months have really dropped the roster down to the point that most of the Royal Rumble was derived off of short, very underwhelming returns and pushed off of a lot of people that really weren't wrestlers, like a Bad Bunny or a Shane McMahon.
Or Johnny fucking Knoxville.
Lord have mercy. I almost forgot that happened. To be honest with you, I think that right now, focusing on turning Seth Rollins babyface all the way and actually having a strong babyface to run up against a Bobby Lashley and not letting Lashley fall under the card as a champion that we all definitely need. Okay, he got the rub off of Brock Lesnar. Cool. So let's move forward. Let's have a strong WWE championship picture stepping into WrestleMania. More on that later. But I think Seth Rollins babyface turn mixed with a strong tag team scene on Raw, allowing Alpha Academy to really flourish. And I mean, this program with RKO Bro, or RK Bro, excuse me, Matt Riddle and Randy Orton has been great. Again, monumental is a word that I love to use when speaking about Monday Night Raw, because there's a lot of monumental things happening there that might not necessarily be being accentuated. But yes, Alpha Academy is a shining example of where the tag team division can go on Raw if allowed to flourish. And as far as the mid-card scene goes, we got a guy, Austin Theory. He's been doing a lot of stuff with Vince McMahon. If some of the viewers and or watchers, if you guys remember, he was in the stable with Seth Rollins previously. He was also back in NXT doing some pretty great stuff before they canned the black and gold brand. But yes, Austin Theory has been looking nothing but promising. Him and Kevin Owens had a great match on Monday Night Raw this past Monday. So, I mean, there's options. You got Dominic Mysterio, Rey Mysterio still hanging around. You can push them tag team wise, split them up into the mid card. Who knows? Rey could get a final shot at the WWE Championship. There's lanes and options, brother. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I think they got to change up what they're doing because times are changing.
I definitely agree. I couldn't agree more. I've definitely been noticing the drop off of a lot of these characters and wrestlers that I grew up with. And it's not that they're dropping off, they're moving over. They're 90% of them are in AEW. And it's definitely it hasn't necessarily hurt my interest in it because I've been enjoying wrestling more now than I have in a while. But it's definitely weird coming in and like not knowing who these characters are, like, because I just got back into wrestling like a little bit before Royal Rumble, and not knowing a lot of these storylines and stuff, and not knowing a lot of the characters even, or the fact that like a lot of old characters are turning into new characters, it's definitely changed a lot. But like you were saying, the content is in wrestling as a whole right now. The content is as good as it's ever been. Like it is a lot of top tier talent now. It's not a lot of it there. I mean, there's definitely a lot of gimmicks, but the majority of these people are actually good athletes. And normally the WWE is known for like their theatrical approach to wrestling and stuff. It's a show. And
Yeah.
the fact that they have a lot of these guys who actually come in and do a lot of really nice textbook work is surprising and incredible based on the fact that everyone they've ever had is over at a different company now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's like their developmental system, they turned NXT, the black and gold brand, into this new yet familiar developmental system, almost reminiscent of Deep South to me. It's working for, I guess, what they're trying to do. They keep influxing a bunch of different veteran status talent from Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, a la AJ Styles or Dolph Ziggler right now, running a program with Tommaso Ciampa and Braun Breaker, the son of Rick Steiner. Shout out to the Steiners. I don't know, man. Like, I don't think that their future lies in the future. I think that they need to cultivate what they have. Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, the Hurt Business, the Mysterios, Alpha Academy, RKO Bro, Roman Reigns, the Usos. Like, Roman Reigns and Usos to the side because I feel like they're being used to their maximum potential right now. But like, there's just so much to do if they really just sink their claws into a storyline and stick with it and actually build off of it. I don't know, but I guess we can see as time goes on. Friday Night SmackDown, to cover that a little bit, I think that this Friday we are going to see a bit more setup between Roman Reigns and Bill Goldberg for Saudi Arabia. We forget Elimination Chamber is actually on the way. Maybe that actually should be our final segment now that I'm thinking about it, because that's a bit closer.
And I'm pretty excited for that. Let's say that here.
That's actually we're going to just retcon that. We're going to do Elimination Chamber as our final segment. It's a bit closer and we're a bit more excited for that anyway. But yeah, like Roman Reigns and Bill Goldberg makes sense. I mean, it's not that I want to see Goldberg, but it's Saudi Arabia. It's a fucking gimmick pay-per-view. Let's just do it. Why not? So better than seeing Roman Reigns plow through four guys that are not going to beat him, because clearly he's going to the main event of WrestleMania with Brock Lesnar. That's just where we're going with this. Now, hopefully, that it is just a prediction and not a spoiler this time, that Brock Lesnar will not come away with the championship from Raw, because he is in the Elimination Chamber, again, on a Raw match for some reason. Hopefully he doesn't walk away with Bobby's championship and we can have Bobby Lashley as champion at WrestleMania in front of the fans again. Like that. And
that's kind of what I'm thinking is, I know it kind of felt like a cheap victory to get the title off of Brock Lesnar. It felt kind of like Bobby Lashley didn't earn it, which, like, he definitely did. So, like, it felt almost fucked. But the Elimination Chamber, that's where they can fix that. Bobby Lashley can actually, like, beat Brock Lesnar there. And we know, like, there's a lot of good names and big names in that Elimination Chamber, but we know it's coming down to one of those two. But they're the big push right now. And I definitely think this is where Bobby Lashley gets his big win against Lesnar.
I definitely do believe that. Moving into AEW, there's a lot to unpack here, man. First and foremost, let's just get into the elephant in the room. CM Punk and Maxwell Jacob Friedman Jr. Where do we start? Well, it's Chicago. CM Punk finally getting his hands on Max. We waited months for this. I actually myself went to Jersey and saw them do a promo against each other. I was at Dynamite. It was awesome.
Wild.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. I got to see a bunch of stuff. We'll cover that on another episode. It was amazing. I still have some footage and stuff I'll send to you. We could get up. But yeah, I gotta be real, man. Like, that the results of this match would be what it is. MJF beating CM Punk by technically submission in his own hometown. This
shocked me.
Yeah.
Definitely shocked me. That was wild. But yeah, continue.
It's different, man. It's something I never thought that I would see happen. And Punk is in a spot to me where he doesn't necessarily, I don't think he needed the win over MJF. I'd love to see CM Punk in a title program, but to be real right now, with the champion that they have in Hangman Page, I don't think it's going to work out good for Page if you put a CM Punk up against him. I don't think it'll work out good for Punk if you put him up against a Hangman Page, because these are both two people right now that the fans want to love. Specifically, Hangman Page is a grassroots world champion. This is what we wanted. When AEW started, we got Jericho. You know what I mean? Hangman Page was actually in that match, lost to Jericho. We thought we were going to get the homegrown AEW champion from the door, but he wasn't. And they were right. Then we get Moxley. You know what I mean? Then we get Omega, which was awesome, but he's not a home guy. Kenny Omega, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Got wonky. Kenny Omega is a New Japan guy, ROH guy. Yes, he's in AEW now, but his mark was made in other companies. This guy, Hangman Page, he was in these companies, but he made no mark. He was a Bullet Club background guy. This company is where Hangman Page is now planting his flag firmly in the ground and saying, this is who I am, this championship is mine, and this company is mine, until somebody else, grassroots, steps up to take it from me, and so on and so on and so forth, until we have our own foundation. Now it's no longer built off of guys from the NWA, guys from the WWE, guys from so on and so forth, and New Japan and MLW, and you know what I mean? And that's what I'm looking for from AEW. Now, that being said, Max getting the victory over CM Punk is a great thing. It sends him in a trajectory to where we can have a strong heel go up against Hangman Page after he plows through tonight. The Murder Hawk, Lance Hoyt. I think he's going to destroy him. Lance Archer, excuse me. He doesn't go by Lance Hoyt anymore. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting Dynamite tonight, man. I'm actually going to look the card up here while you give me your thoughts.
Oh, man. Well, AEW is definitely a newer show to me. I know, like, I'm super late to the party catching up on it, but oh man, first off, it gives you nostalgia with all the fucking wrestlers that they stole over from WWE. You get a lot of good talent. CM Punk, it's no secret, I do not like the guy. He's a real world asshole. Not just on fucking screen, and it bothers me.
Yeah.
But that guy can fucking perform. He is such a top quality fucking wrestler. It is ridiculous. He always has been. When he showed up back on like Reboot ECW, it was definitely really cool for the first like year that he was around, until I'm pretty sure it was until he started beefing with John Cena. And
yeah.
Well, he just started coming off like an asshole in that on screen, and then you hear all of the stories from fucking behind the scenes, and yeah, not really a fan. But that match was one of the most exciting wrestling matches I've watched in a while, and like the fact that it was just on TV and not part of a pay-per-view, like that's some childhood restoration of love for wrestling.
I mean, I can't disagree, man. I definitely can't disagree. And like, even, I don't know, there's so much of that on the show as far as AEW goes, like just that feeling and the way that I like how you just described that as far as that. Like, I love AEW for that. Speaking of that, not to interrupt, but I got it. The full AEW Dynamite card for tonight, February 9th, is as follows. We have an AEW World Championship Texas Death Match, Hangman Page versus the Murder Hawk Lance Archer. Should be an amazing match tonight, but I predict that I see Hangman Page plowing straight through him, getting to a, sorry, Lance, more credible challenger, something a bit more of a bigger money match, and that Forbidden Door is swinging back and forth. Maybe we can see somebody big like an Okada or oh my God, dude, there's so many people I could even think of. Maybe the Bullet Club will finally show up from Impact because they just got the Impact. More on that later. But we also are going to have Tony Khan giving a huge announcement. Face of the Revolution ladder match, qualifying match. Isaiah Cassidy versus Unknown. A lot of people's no compete clauses are up as of yesterday and today, and a couple days past this weekend. So a lot of wrestlers now that were released by WWE in the last couple months are now eligible to appear in other companies. I cannot exclaim. Tonight is going to be fucking insane. If Keith Lee, Killer Cross, Swerve Scott, any of those fucking Hit Row dudes, Jesus, there's so many names. Samoa Joe, any of these dudes, any of them can show up tonight in this ladder match. So who knows? Well, ladder match qualifier. We also have an Inner Circle team meeting. Hopefully we see the Inner Circle break up because there's so many cool wrestlers in that group and they just need to break up. And last but not least, we hear from Maxwell Jacob Friedman following his historic win over CM Punk. So tonight's episode of AEW seems like it's going to shape up to be something great. I will be glued to my seat. Actually, this seat right here, you guys can't see it because I'm floating in cyberspace, phasing in and out. But yes, I will be glued to this seat right here, watching the screen right there, and I will be doing this. So yeah, I don't know, Logan. What do you think?
Oh man, that all just sounds so crazy. The possibilities are endless. The fact that we're getting these quality of matches, even a championship match on TV, and like I don't think it's going to be like a WWE TV championship match where it just ends on a bullshit disqualification so nothing happens. Like exactly, like that's insane. I can't wait. I'm ready to tune in. This will only be like my third or fourth time watching either of the AEW programs, but I'm definitely excited. It got me back into wrestling, and that's crazy.
AEW, AEW literally has everything for the quintessential pro wrestling fan right now: storytelling, physicality, great characters, great athletes. You know what I mean? Entertainment. It's the 5 pillars. I don't have any type of complaints. I think AEW is doing a great job right now, and hopefully tonight they don't prove me wrong. Will we know? Yes, we will on the next edition of Tight Talk on Turnbuckles. But before we get out of here, we have one more topic to get to. The Elimination Chamber is coming up. It's in Saudi Arabia. It's looking fucking fantastic. I'm going to get that card up here as well in a second. Red, why don't you give me your thoughts on Elimination Chamber so far?
First off, I guess we should run down who's actually in the chamber. We got Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, Riddle, and AJ Styles. That's an insane group. I don't even know. I'm in my mind we're gonna get Lashley and Lesnar as like the final two, but
yeah.
At the same time, a lot of these characters, like you were saying, Austin Theory, he is a bright up and comer. Like, I don't know what
Yeah.
necessarily they're doing to people like Brock Lesnar, but I think they're going to put on a good show. I know AJ Styles always puts on a good show, and Seth Rollins, like you said, he's also in the middle of his big push, and it would be cool to see him be one
Yeah.
of like the baby faces in this fucking elimination chamber. You think of,
Yeah.
I normally think of him as, like you said, an asshole. He's like a Brock Lesnar level asshole on screen, not in real life. But
Right.
but
Agreed.
yeah, it's gonna be crazy. And what are your thoughts on that match personally?
I think that we're going to see one of three things happen. A, Brock Lesnar takes the strap, takes it over to the unification match with Reigns. B, Lashley retains. We get a strong showing with him and a babyface, hopefully Seth Rollins. And then there is C. Seth Rollins takes the title from the Elimination Chamber and goes into Mania as a heel versus, my God, I don't even want to begin to think who they would put against him. Maybe even Austin Theory. Maybe that would be like Vince's boy trying to get the title back from, I don't know how they would do it, but I see that happening as well. I hope that it's one of those three, because then again, it's WWE and they could throw you a curveball for some shit that you never thought you're going to see, but it's not something that you really necessarily wanted to see. So let's not give them a ball to run with there. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that match. Pretty clear cut. Elimination Chamber, we've seen 20 of them.
So exciting.
I'm ready.
Definitely. So you found the rest of the match card, I assume?
I did. Actually, we can just hit some quick points on some of these. Becky Lynch versus Leta for the Raw Women's Championship. What do you got? Who do you think's going over?
We've only done what, 2 episodes of this show maybe, and I've already expressed how much I fucking love that woman. I love Lita, bro.
Yeah.
I would love to see her. I would love to see her take that title, even if it's for a brief period until naturally Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, one of them fucking pushes her out of the way. But but I would love to see her get that title. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I have to say on that. I could talk for hours about how much I love Lita, but I'll just dive into the past then.
Well, me simply plain put, I love Lita deeply too, but Becky is the now. Becky is the future. And Becky can put somebody else on. She plows through Leta and takes on Dewdrop or somebody at Mania. She can make a star. That's where I'm at with it.
And
So could
actually, after watching this week's Raw, I would love to see Becky and Dewdrop rematch at Mania. Dewdrop is she's a really good performer. She's really sells the emotion of these characters. Yeah, overall, that would be cool with me. If bias aside.
agreed. I also have here Usos, Viking Raiders, WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Who do you got?
Oh man, that's hard for me. I'm going with the Usos naturally. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of them. I'm a big fan of the family. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to say. I don't know too much about the Viking fellows. I don't even remember their name off the top of my head.
Eric and
Yeah. I definitely. Yeah, I don't even know them enough to know that the Usos, I feel like, are being pushed too hard right now to not take this.
yeah. Well, I don't see creative having anything that would put the Usos under the Viking Raiders right now. So, as you just said, no way. Moving forward, um, we got McIntyre and Madcap Moss, or excuse me, Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss with Happy Corbin, the Happy Bros. I see, honest to God, I see Madcap Moss going over here. Why? Because Riddick Moss, his real name, has the goods. The gimmick might suck, but he has the goods, and I see them doing some stuff with him. So I'm going to be honest with you. I see him taking the rub here over Drew McIntyre. I don't think McIntyre really needs to beat fucking Madcap Moss to solidify himself. I think you can still fucking throw him into another feud or have him and Sheamus duke it out at Mania, and it would be a great match, and
I
nobody
would
will remember.
love that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Nobody will remember the loss, but everybody will remember Madcap Moss's win. That's the only real way to go with this one.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
And the last two matches that we got here, we got an Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship.
I forgot about that. Oh my god.
Yep. And it's for it is Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair versus Doudrop versus Nikki Ash versus to be determined. I'm assuming that there is a match coming up on Raw that will put somebody else in that spot, but this is just for a match at WrestleMania now, just to face Becky because there's nobody to face her. Ronda chose Charlotte. But I don't know, man. I gotta be honest. I see now that I'm looking at the combatants, I see Liv Morgan going on. I think she's a fucking fan favorite right now. She's white hot with the fans. I think now's the time to pull the trigger on her and have her and Becky go at it
I
one
could
more time.
see that, and I also I've heard my buddy actually, he's really big into wrestling. He called the prediction that Alexa Bliss is the last member of the Women's Elimination Chamber, and her big like Harley Quinn storyline with the therapist and shit is all pushed to get people hyped to see her in the Elimination Chamber. And I'd be cool with that. Let's do it. But if that's the case and she does end up the last member, I
Yeah,
think she's the one who goes to Mania against Becky Lynch.
that could work, and that would be an amazing match. I actually would love to see that. We'll see though come Elimination Chamber. Last but not least, our final match: Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman versus Goldberg for the WWE Universal Championship. Not a lot of time needs to be spent on this one. Roman Reigns has to win.
Literally. Uh, they're not just gonna throw the match card out of whack for WrestleMania over Goldberg sort of out of the blue showing up for fucking beef. Like,
Let me tell you though, they did that exact fucking thing 3 years ago with Bray Wyatt. He was WWE champion. Goldberg just shows up at the pay-per-view before WrestleMania, beats him for the fucking title, and goes and defends it against, I believe, Roman Reigns. Or no, it was supposed to be Roman Reigns. But instead of Roman Reigns, he ended up sick or something. And Braun Strowman ended up fighting Goldberg at Mania for the title. And then he beat Goldberg for the title.
what
Like it was,
the fuck? Oh man, yeah. Let's hope that does not happen. Uh, I love
shit.
Goldberg as much as the next guy, but I I need to see Brock Lesnar get put to bed finally. Jesus Christ. This guy has been on a warpath of being an ass. And, well, Bobby Lashley didn't really get to do that because Roman did it for him in the match. But if not in the Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, it'll happen.
I don't know, man. I'm actually enjoying this Lesnar run. He's like doing more talking on the mic than ever. I think he's cutting babyface promos, honestly. Like
it's the most interesting he's been. Well, it
yeah,
always weirds me out hearing his voice. It doesn't seem like that voice should come out of that man. But when he's like laughing and joking and fucking pretty much mocking people while he's telling them he's gonna beat their ass, that's
yeah.
some like anime villain Frieza from Dragon Ball type shit, and I am here for it. Uh, yeah, and like yeah, he's performing great. He's always one of the best performers that WWE has. And obviously that's why he's in these positions. He's always top card. Uh, but
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm excited for Goldberg and Roman. I think it's going to be a really good match, but I hope that Roman takes this.
He has to, man. And like all in all, this entire pay-per-view looks like it's going to be more than just a transition pay-per-view because it's Saudi Arabia. WWE takes that relationship very seriously. So, I mean, we may be able to see like a surprise or two here, man. I mean, we saw this was also the place where we saw Seth Rollins lose the Universal Championship to The Fiend. Nobody thought that was going to happen. So this could be a place of surprise. The Elimination Chamber is coming up pretty soon here. And when that comes, we are going to be covering it. It will be February 19th. So, yep, tune back into the Pages, Pictures, and Panels podcast network, specifically Tight Talk on Turnbuckles with your hosts Tildy N and Roach Boy Red, and we will have all of your wrestling needs. Until then, later, peeps.
See ya.